This is a face of the day for the 27th of April. So, this baby has been making me really tired for the past couple of weeks. Like, I could literally go to sleep at any time. And look, I've just seen, can you see the dust on that? Builder's dust. Everything's so dusty in my house. I've realised that quite often I've been reaching for like an eyeshadow pencil because they're super quick. And I had a rummage through my makeup. I've got a box of makeup that I use regularly. And I had a rummage through and I've got all these pencils out. One that I haven't used for ages, partly because I don't love the colour, is the Charlotte Tilbury Colour Chameleon. So I thought I'd use that today. I'm feeling really kind of tired and slightly out of it and a bit blocked up, and actually I just spoke to my mum who pointed out that it could be tree pollen that's making me feel so crap, even though, sorry about the builders, even though I don't traditionally get hay fever, but that could be it. Anyway, so we're going to go for Colour Chameleon in Bronzed Garnet. Now, her theory behind her eye makeup is that you get stuff for the right eye colour. So my husband very kindly bought me this on my instruction for green eyes, because I've got kind of dark sludgy green eyes and it's a constant thing of mine to try and make them look as green as possible. So what I tend to do with this is run it along the lash line and blend it upwards, because I don't want to end up with a completely orange lid. This colour, she does, for each eye colour she does a daytime and a nighttime, and this is the daytime one. But what I really like about this is it's one of the ones that works really well if you put it as a liner and smudge it upwards. It kind of doesn't blend out to nothing. It doesn't lose all its colour that you've put along next to the lash line. And the reason I start next to the lash line is that I want it to be close to my eye to make the colour greener. Also, what I love about pencils is they're a really good eyeshadow base. So if you want to have a base that's got a bit of colour, but you want to add your own colour powder over the top, these work really well. Now, as anyone who watches me might know, I always bang on about the fact that my eyes are really different colour shapes, and one is much rounder. This one's much rounder. So something I've been doing recently, partly for speed and partly to try and make it look less round, is that I've just been doing a really thin line from sort of the centre of the eye along, rather than going all the way around with my liner. I'm using this Super Liner Perfect Slim from L'Oreal, because that way I find it really defines the root of the lash, but it doesn't too much change the shape of the eye. Another product that I have fallen back in love with, having moved bedrooms into my office where all my makeup is kept, is the Mercier Black Ebony Eyeliner, which is this. I'm sure there was another one I had. And you can use this wet or dry, and I've been using it dry on my smoky eyeliner brush from Mercier. And it does exactly that. It kind of is a bit of smoke rather than a more hefty black. And then I'm using the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara, which I've found to be one of those mascaras that's definitely nicer when it's been open for a little while, so it can dry out a bit. I don't mean left open, and not for very, I mean, I've had this for a month or so, but it's just much less clumpy and full on than it was when I first got it. So then, because you know I'm not usually someone who wears a lot of black eyeliner, and I'm not wearing very much black eyeliner, I have been going over the waterline on the top with my trusty smaller eyeliner. Now onto the skin. So I moisturised earlier this morning with my Origins Make a Difference Plus moisturiser. So I still feel very moisturised, but that was about 2 hours ago. So I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this Joan Collins Timeless Beauty 10 Effects Skin Treat and Makeup Fixer. But what I like about it is it's supposed to have lovely things in the skin, in it for your skin, so I don't like putting it on over the top of makeup, but it's quite nice just to add a bit of moisture back into the skin if you've moisturised a while before you've done your base. And it's a makeup fixing spray, so it does give a bit of longevity if you're someone who doesn't on a daily basis use a primer. Then using my Daniel Summer Invisible Radiance foundation, which I'm using as much as possible at the moment because I'm going to review it soon, but and I'm mixing two colours together because that's what I like to do, and I personally prefer to apply this with my hands. Now, what I like about this foundation is it feels lovely on the skin, and it does give a really beautiful finish. Because it's got no SPF in it, I quite often, if I need to, if I'm going out, I'll put my Clarins SPF on first and then this over the top, and I don't have to worry about either of them cancelling each other out. What annoys me is when you have a really nice foundation but it's got a low SPF in it, which is fine for the winter, but in the spring and summer I want something higher than 15 on my face, and quite often it's 15 that you get in a foundation. As you know, if you watch regularly, this baby has been wreaking havoc with my skin, so I'm going to use a couple of concealers. This concealer is the Hourglass Hidden Corrective Concealer, which is a proper hefty creamy concealer stick for if you have breakouts, or like around my nose is so red at the moment, and that bad boy that won't go. And then I've got my Pixie Correction Concentrate for mostly the inner corners, just where the blue is really blue. And then I'm going to use the concealer that comes in the top of this. For the concealer I did on my chin around my nose, I'm going to set it with my Cover FX Translucent Setting Powder, because it's the one I have to hand. All my other setting powders are in my pro makeup kit. And this is a little sample tester pot that I got sent ages ago. Right, then I'm going to set under my eyes with my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. We're having such weird weather in London at the moment. It's like sunny, then raining, then hailstones, then sunny. And it's kind of really cold. And then last week it was hot. So, sorry if the light keeps changing. I'm going to use my Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. Then onto the cheeks. So I have been using this a lot, which is the Ilia Tenderly stick, and because it's not quite my usual colour, I've been sort of using it as a base for other colours. And when I say other colours, usually the blusher I reach for when I'm using this are the Louise Young blushes. And what I love is I have this big box of makeup. That's my makeup that I use on myself every day. And it's full of Louise's blushes. And I just put my hand in and pick one out, and I know it's going to look nice. So this is Coupe. Sort of, it looks on the camera like a bronzer, but it's just very peachy, pretty. And then for a bit of shimmer, the Daniel Sandler Radiant Glow Illuminating Face Powder. Then lips, I'm going to use Soar Lip Enhancer. In a very slapdash way. Is this Soar? Yeah. And then my Dior lip balm in Lily over the top. So just a few more things left. I'm going to run the Charlotte Tilbury pencil along the lower lash line, just to add a bit of colour. And I've done one brow, but I'm going to do the other one with my Maybelline Brow Drama. It's basically impossible for me to do a makeup without using my Hourglass powder just over the, up to the brow bone really, especially with a colour like this. And then I'm going to finish off by setting with the Hourglass Ambient Light powder, just because you know I'm a fan of trying to keep it all in place. So that's my face of the day. I just wanted to use the Charlotte Tilbury pencil because every time I use it I remember why it's such a good product. It lasts ages, it blends beautifully, and actually the colour is really pretty. It's just because I do my eyes first and my face second, for ages I look just like I've got some sort of disease where I've got orange eyelids. I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.